Hey guys, welcome back to another episode in the deep playthrough of MGS5. Just before I started recording, I got a hint that it's 6 o'clock, and early in the day and late in the day the guards patrols change shift, and one tactic is to use that as an opportunity for lesser security to actually get in the area.
How about it? Can you see the village from there? Use the binoculars to recon the place.
Alright, we already read this one.
Look at where the enemies are stationed. Look at their gear. Take it all in. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there.
Alright, I would say that is the building. I actually remember this from 5 years ago.
Not a civilian in sight. The Soviets have taken complete control of the place.
True. Man, I'm like, I have like this almost obsessive compulsion to get all the items in a game, and this game has so many different buildings. It will be such a chore getting in and out of all of them to get more diamonds and stuff. So probably I won't, but it's not good for your OCD tendencies. Alright, I don't see that many guards, only at the building in the center. So we have a dude over there, and I saw a dude running away over to the back. Ah, there's a dude.
It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
While holding select. Yes. Let's select or equip an item. I knew about that one.
A Soviet soldier of the 40th Army. No DRA forces around. The Soviets must want to keep that area under direct control.
Of course, get in that truck. Holy shit. He drove over his own body.
Что происходит?
What's up with them? Is this like buggy?
Ау! С тобой все в порядке?
Now they are in alert mode.
Not a civilian in sight. The Soviets have taken complete control of the place.
Черт подери!
For me it's okay, but they
Черт
like
подери!
killed their own guy. It's pretty funny. I'm not really sure what I want to do here, because don't really want to go in guns blazing.
A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
Right. I think one way is to try and thin out the herd. From the outside. Somehow they're also already
A Soviet soldier of the 40th Army.
Really not too sure why they are on alert. Maybe it was because I fired that weapon back there, but it was already a long time ago. This will make it harder to take them all out silently. Alright, anyways, let's just try to get them. You can hide off cliff edges, catwalks and other places by hanging off the edge. This is referred to simply as hanging. While hanging you can drop down and then grab onto another edge below, known as a hanging catch. This is useful in places such as Mother Base, where you need to move quickly from the top of a structure to the bottom. Alright. I'm just going in and I will try to take them all out and be not too ruthless about it. The idea is to take them out silently, and I have 18 suppressor rounds, or tranquilizer rounds. Pretty nice that the game does allow for quite some checkpoints. There is no manual save option, I see. By the way, before we go in, my idea was to actually listen to the tapes. Not sure what the difference is between the yellow and white. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow. It says 6 yellow and 3 white. And on the top left it says 6 and 5. I really have no idea what that's all about. But let's just read these.
You were hospitalized in Dikelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dikelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Tekelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Tekelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Now, last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like debt, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames. And then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different. You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand? We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won him the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes. Fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years. We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed. The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces.
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too. Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but...
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist. Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of Naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back, Venom Snake. This world still needs you. Here,
Right.
Snake, try this on.
A prosthetic arm.
Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Yeah, at the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Alright, it was a lot of exposition. And I've screwed up a lot in this base. At the same time, I did seem to have hit a couple of them with the tranquilizer darts. Only I'm not sure how long those are effective and whether they wake each other. So one thing I learned, it's better not to...
The enemy's given up their search for you. But they're not giving the all clear just yet. Stay alert.
It's not the best idea to want to listen to the lore while simultaneously clearing out a village. That's my learning moment of today. I'm now checking out if I actually see any of the guys I supposedly shot. I do not. Maybe they despawned, or they were revived, or actually never went down. I'm not sure. But it's too bad because also regarding the cassette tape, I didn't get everything they said. There was quite some interesting information on it, like what happened before this game in Colombia, for instance.
Is that?
Alright, I have to put on the action icon, see if I have any other options here. Yes.
So you picked up an intel file. Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on your iDroid.
Alright. I don't see where it is. D-horse. Soldiers. And that's where Miller is. shoot it.
Boss, 24 hours have passed since you began the mission. The more time passes, the more Miller's chances run low. Don't keep him waiting.
What? Right, we have two guys inside. The other one. Ah, there's one. I hear more. I don't see them.
Враг! Будет подавление! Огонь!
If you are discovered while the enemy is unaware of your presence, the game will slow down as if viewed with a high-speed camera. This status is known as reflex mode. Press the ready button, left trigger during reflex mode to point your weapon at the enemy that spotted you. If you neutralize him before reflex mode ends, you will prevent him from alerting other enemies. In reflex mode, if reflex mode is triggered while you're riding in a vehicle or using a weapon emplacement, you can press the change view button to point the camera in the direction of the enemy that spotted you. Right. Holy shit. Alright, who is shooting at me? By the way, if you're shooting, I will shoot back. I am a nice guy, but not that nice. Who was shooting? Maybe it's good to just get the hell out of here. Where? What? Goddamn. Yeah, it's. I must say, it's.
Boss,
it's
come in. Boss!
It's
Boss!
it's a little bit clunky, this game, because there are so many little areas and you have that over-the-shoulder view. I don't know. When enemies are sensed nearby, this is expressed with an ominous audio cue. If the music changes while moving between outposts, For example, use your binoculars to check your surroundings and locate the enemy to avoid an unexpected encounter.
We know where the target is. Head for one day.
Alright, but I also want to take all this crap here in the camp. So I just want to take out this camp. But I don't want to be the aggressor, so to say. I don't want to be fatal if they're not fatal to me. Only if they shoot at me, I will shoot back.
Boss, 24 hours have passed since you began the mission. The more time passes, the more Miller's chances run low. Don't keep him waiting.
So that reflex mode can be handy indeed sometimes. So I'll keep it on. See that guy. Is there a guy down there? I don't see him. Where the hell is he? There's one.
Ага, вот тут! 12 часов!
Nice work. Alright, weapons HUD. Right, did I capture the outpost? I think I did. But those soldiers will wake up, so I don't have that much time thinking of a plan, unless I maybe now remove or store all the bodies somewhere. Because I want to take my time and see what's all in here. So, will they be less likely to get up? If I put them in a container or something. If there is any container, I don't even see it. Nope. I will just leave them be. Quickly check if there's anything of value. This is what I mean. Those guys are simply getting up.
меня кто-то напал. Скорее всего, на базу лазутчик. Жду указания. Прием!
Это КП, понял. Возможно, это вражеское нападение. Всем быть начеку. Конец связи.
Right, I just want to find some cool diamonds or anything, but I don't really think they're here. Can just as well... Hello. Leave this area. There's the dude. Just take him out. Where was he? That was the one dude that got up. So it also gives me a bit of a feeling. Ah, this is probably the guy that came in the truck. So it was not, although I didn't hear a truck. I'm not sure. But it could give me an idea this. Whether enemies actually do get up after a certain amount of time, if they're not lethally taken out. I would expect so, but I can also imagine that if you took out everybody, so you really captured the outpost. No, that they will stay down, but actually I hear the music playing up. I have a pretty big feeling that there are some guys getting up. Where are they? What the hell? Man!
Your suppressor is no longer effective. Bear in mind, your weapon will be loud from now on.
Right, that's what you get for shooting at me. I really want to play as the good guy, the good big boss. If that's not possible, then yes, I will go loud as well. Hey! It also makes for a bit of more holy shit, there are even more. It also makes for more varied gameplay instead of choking each and every one of them out. But what I find a little bit annoying is where all the reinforcements come from. Either hear it are all those guys waking up. And I must admit that the headset doesn't really accurately place the sounds, so to say. I really have the feeling that sounds are coming, for instance, from the left. While in reality they're not. What I could do is use this gun, lure them to me, and then just take them out. Let's try that. Right, did I get your attention? There they are. I'm not sure what kind of guys that were. It looked to be like reinforcements called in. They had like radios on their shoulder. Let's check that out. I more and more start to see what they mean with immersion gameplay. Sorry, guy. They are like tank. Yeah, I don't really feel fine killing that guy off.
КП, это Дмитрий 3. У нас выстрелы. Источник неизвестен. Прием! Это КП, понял. Всем подразделениям. У нас могут быть нарушители. Конец связи.
Alright, let's do that again. I shouldn't have finished that guy off, but okay, it is what it is. Feel a bit like a cold-blooded killer now. But if they shoot me, or try to shoot me, I will not hesitate. Alright guys, where are you? They were supposed to go into alert status.
КП, на меня кто-то напал. Скорее всего, на базу лазутчик. Жду указания. Прием! Это КП, понял. Возможно...
Sun's down already.
Всем быть начеку.
Hint. Visibility at night is significantly worse than during the day, but the enemy will also have a harder time spotting you. Additionally, even during the day, hiding in shadowed areas will make you harder to detect. You can also destroy searchlights and other lights provided they are not fitted with protection such as a steel mesh, allowing you to create your own shadows to move through.
Not saying that darkness is good for infiltration, but your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy.
Hello guys. Alright, I simply don't see any enemies. Ah, but they are there. 4 of them. Oh, hitting the timer. Alright, they're hunkered down a bit, but slowly but surely moving in my direction. Not sure what these dots are. Yes, there's one for sure coming in my direction. And maybe this is even Okay. It has a dot in the middle. Oh. There he is.
КП, это Зоя 7. У нас выстрелы. Источник неизвестен. Прием!
Right.
Понял. Всем единицам.
You shoot at me, I shoot at you.
Конец связи.
Hello, I thought they had good AI in this game. Why aren't they shooting at me? Why isn't he shooting? I don't understand. Dude! Alright, this is just simply pretty bad AI. Come on. I'm over here. Alright, screw this. I'm not gonna shoot him just over nothing. Alright, I had to do that. He shot me as well. Ah, there are no enemies anymore. They left somehow. Alright. Hopefully I now have some time to clear out the place. Only problem is it's not that big, but it's really like a maze.
КП, это Дмитрий 9. Мы осмотрели сектор, ничего не нашли. Отзываем поиск. Прием!
Ah, they are still in there.
Понял. Будьте бдительны. Не позволяйте им напасть на вас. Конец связи.
But they're like, where the hell are they? It's like a totally different village, I would say. But let's leave that for now. I'm just curious how much I can find these houses. It's almost not worth it checking out them all because there really just isn't too much over here, I would say. At least I'm not finding... Yeah, alright. We do have, of course, diamonds and some plants. Which button is that? No. At first sight it looks all quite interesting, but not that much. Anyways, I am hitting the time limit. I will be doing one last episode after this one and then I have to hit the sec. Guys, hope to see you there. Hope you enjoyed. For the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.